This is the coldest I've seen it yet, minus 11 degrees Fahrenheit. We got more snow. Still really early in the morning, but still on the move. But yeah, the weather's really cold. It's still minus 11. The sun's about to come up, so gotta clear these solar panels off. I only got about maybe 3 inches of fresh snow, but yeah, there's no getting anything done outside. It's difficult to be out here, honestly. Even bundled up, it's cold. So a lot of my projects are definitely on hold right now. This cold snap has been no joke. So, just doing the best I can. Wow, it is pretty though. Something else. It's so quiet. This Martin propane heater has been running great now for a couple months. No real issues, except when it went down to negative 11 degrees Fahrenheit, my propane regulator outside seemed to seize up. So I had a couple days where I had some trouble keeping it on because of the regulator. But other than that, it's been going great. I also bought a Trelino composting toilet because, yeah, so I'm going to get this set up. My cabin is a dry cabin. I don't have plumbing here, and it is winter. So especially now, while our outhouse that's connected to our septic tank in the back is out of service for the winter, we still need a place to do business. So we're going to give this a try. It is, I believe, one expensive piece of plastic. So here is the Trelino Evo M, I guess M for medium. It is probably a little smaller than I was expecting, but this one was roughly $500. The large, which I probably should have went with the large, was like $600, which is easily half of what a regular composting toilet goes for. And it looks like they have a urine collector here, and then there are other videos on Trelino. This really isn't a review video or anything. I'm not selling anything, but there's composting number 2 bags that go over this small bin, and then there's the urine collection. So the urine has its own separate collector. There's a little blue container, and so urine will go in here. Then you can take that elsewhere and empty it as required. It looks like maybe a gallon or so capacity. But yeah, we'll get this set up, put a bag in, and well, see how it works. And then I also have some vinegar and water solution just to spray it down when it's not being used. It's 1 part vinegar, 3 part water. And then I also have some cocoa fiber. So basically, once the composting bag is in the number 2 bin, you just put a little bit of cocoa fiber in there, do your business, put a little bit more on, and that will help contain the smell. And basically you just put the refuse in the trash directly. At least that's what I'm going to do. I'm not actually going to compost with or make, human manure. But yeah, this will be a much needed addition to the cabin, especially in wintertime. This thing is a little small, but it'll serve its purpose. All right, so I have the bag in. You just put the bag in like you would like a regular trash can, and then it just folds over. So that's already prepared. The urine collector has a small little bladder, and where the urine will direct drain down in there, and you just kind of put the lid on. Again, this is an all plastic unit. Now it is sturdy plastic. I mean, this thing's expensive, but it still is plastic. And then it's ready to go. Then we just grab a little bit of the cocoa fiber, put that on the bottom, and that will collect moisture and dampen any odors. Yeah, so that's ready to go. And then when you're done your business, you just put some more on, and that's it. So my son and his girlfriend have been coming up here on the weekends to work. They've been clearing up all the branches from all those diseased trees that I had taken down. Things are looking good. But yeah, this is like just the week before Christmas, in December. And they've gotten a lot done. But he just took a full-time position that he went to college for. So he's probably going to be up here less now. Or maybe not at all. So the rest of this will fall on me. Or some of my other kids as we get some time. So yeah, we're just doing what we can, but right now it's a beautiful day here. I'm taking a couple weeks off of work. And part of what I've been doing all year is, I work full time, come up here on the weekends and do as much as I can to develop this future homestead. So I don't know, I'm thinking I'm going to take a break. I'm not sure. I didn't get to the electrical stuff that I'd hoped to over Thanksgiving break. It was like brutally cold up here. So I did not get to that. And still waiting on the contractor to set a date for excavation, which very likely won't be until spring. So I think I'm going to be up here. I'm going to be pretty much relaxing, taking a break, disconnecting from everything, turning off the electronics, just being outside and being still. I do IT work for a living and I'm constantly connected, and it definitely wears on me. I'm just too connected to everything, and just, besides everything else, it just causes stress. So I'm going to disconnect and do nothing. So that's pretty much my update for now. I know it's not much going on this winter. We're just still working, but just a much slower pace. So I'm finally getting to these tires. Picked up a small trailer. Utility, not for commercial purposes, so I know these things are mass produced and not the best quality, but it works for what I need to do. Fully loaded with tires. I got 46 altogether. Didn't really want to overload it, but I still have 24 to go. So I'm going to get started on my first trip. We'll start to a new year. January 3rd, 2025. It's going to be like 50 degrees today here on the homestead, so I'm definitely going to take advantage of the warm weather. Though it's been slow and I've been on vacation, I go back to work on Monday, so I'm just trying to get some last things done. I did take some time to do nothing, and I can only do so much of that. So it's time to get back to work. I'll show you what I've been working on. The area of the property where we had all those trees that were diseased and cleared out. This is where our gardens are going to go. But I've been working on cutting up all the rounds. My son is still clearing up all the loose branches and brush. There's still a little bit more to go. But I've been sawing up all these logs into rounds so they can be eventually split next. So I just have a few more to do on the ground. There's, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll be done, at least with this area. And it's been good. I mean, this area was huge as far as how many trees were diseased, and I mean, it kind of worked out that we're gonna put our gardens here anyway, on the crest of this hill. Gets lots of light, especially now with the trees out of the way. We've stopped the spread of that disease as far as I can tell, and now it's time to rebuild. And then hopefully this spring I'll be able to get some trees from the Colorado Forestry Service and replant in other areas. Those are some of my goals, and to start building our home. We're just waiting on the excavator and the foundation walls, so we're really at the mercy. I signed a contract and it's just a matter of his timing. All right, what I'm trying to solve for now is this Flame King. I think it's Flame King. It's a dual propane regulator. I have one outside. It's only rated to -4 degrees, but what I found is that even if it gets anywhere near single digits, this thing fails. Stops sending propane, and the Martin stove just kind of goes out. Middle of the night, gets super cold, goes out. So the next 3 days, the high temperature is only going to be in the single digits, up to -10 degrees overnight. So obviously clear the ratings for this thing. And I tried wrapping the outside in a towel, but unfortunately my outside setup is not going to work. So I have a bunch of parts. I usually keep a lot of spares because I'm just so far away from hardware stores, but I got a bunch of fittings, some black pipe. I'm going to set up another propane trap and just put one of my tanks inside the cabin temporarily until I figure out a different solution for this regulator not being able to take the extreme cold. So that's what I'm working on now, and yeah, it's wicked cold. So I'm doing what I can. It's still snowing. We got about 5 inches of snow, perhaps, and I thought maybe wrapping this thing. So one of my issues is I probably should have this covered. I kind of put this late in the season and, you know, didn't have much experience with this. But I did wrap a towel around that, hoping that would, you know, keep it from frosting or whatever. So that did not work. I did thankfully put in a T here that goes into the cabin so I can run this line straight along the wall. I'm thinking about putting it into my cabin. So right now, I'm sorry, my shed. So what I'm doing here, I just brought a temperature thing in here. It's not regulated yet. It says it's 34. There's no way. I just put it in there from the cabin, but after several minutes we'll see what that is, because if it stays, you know, at least in the 20s or so in this shed, I'm not sure if it will, but I will route that black pipe into the shed so that I can put my propane tanks indoors. I think that's the only issue I've had. This heater's been flawless. So when I'm not here, it keeps the cabin warm. I don't have to worry about the lithium batteries. It's been great. But unfortunately, that regulator, not good. When it's super cold, it can't be exposed to the weather. So lessons learned, and here I am. Otherwise, it's just really beautiful out here. It is frigid. But yeah, it's what I'm dealing with now, and it's slowing me down a bit. But I'm always trying to solve problems and learning along the way. Man, it's so quiet. I've let this thermometer settle a while. It's 20 degrees in my shed, even though it's single digits outside. So I think having the propane tanks in this shed will be better than exposed on the outside. I added an extension and a shutoff, and I'm running some flexible propane line to get to the shed over there. And then I'm going to set up some tanks in there, and then also be able to power the off-grid shower, like the Camp Lux shower, because that uses propane as well. And I also have another small heater to put into the shed for temporary use. So many deer out today. The bucks still have their antlers. It's like first week of February. There's a lot of them. I had 27 deer here. It's February 23rd, and it's in the 40s right now, so it's a good day to get out and at least do something. There's still snow on the ground, as you can see. We keep getting small snows. Temperatures have been pretty bad this winter. We've had -11 Fahrenheit as the lowest that I recall. And I have my son up here now splitting wood with his girlfriend, just trying to get through all these piles, keep them busy and keep moving forward. Still waiting on the contractor. for the digging. I just have to wait for the spring thaw and then wherever I am on the schedule. So I'm not real sure what time this year that they're going to get to this build project. It stinks just being at the mercy of contractors, but that's the way it is. So I'm excited though. I mean, I'm hoping 2025 will be the year that I get done this house. Build site's ready. Just got to get them out here to dig. And I have other things that I'm working on. So, besides that clearing, I'm already planning. I'm going to get a greenhouse. My wife wants one, and one of my other sons wants to start growing some food. I still have to build some above ground planter boxes. Just get things up and operational. Hopefully we can get something growing this season. I've been so busy with other stuff. I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this, but it's only been a few months. Warm weather. It's just March 1st, and it's in the 50s. Very little wind. A lot of the snow is gone. There's still some, but mostly gone. That's encouraging. I heard back from the contractor about the dig, and I paid the 50% required to get started. I don't have a start date yet, but it's relatively close. So I'm excited about that and about the upcoming year and things I'm going to be able to get done. I've really been itching all winter to get at this solar equipment. It's been sitting here since late fall when it got delivered. There's the batteries and all the solar panels. They're sealed and covered, and I'm certain they're safe, but I'm just really itching to get after getting the power stuff set up, because the digging's going to start soon, and I want to be ready for it. Just keep things moving. But as for now, the weather is just stunning. 50s, no wind, just calm and quiet. It's just really some time to relax, soak it all in, and plan for what's coming. So I had an idea. I have these really big log rounds, and I never went with the chainsaw mill, but what I ended up doing is basically cutting some 1 inch, inch and a half, 2-inch thick discs. And then what I'm going to do with these is I have all these stumps all over the place. Yeah, we made some progress on our splitting, but I had all these dead trees. Well, they weren't dead, some are live, that had the dwarf mistletoe. So this is going to be my garden area, so I figured I'd take these stumps, level them off, and then throw one of these discs on there, fasten it down, and I got a seat. So there's a lot of these around my garden area, so I just thought it was a little creative little idea. Instead of buying pre-made lumber at the store, why not? And there we go, more bench seats with the log cuts. There's one down there. I think I set up 7. Another one over there, here, up there. So it's pretty cool. They make for great seats. The mule deer bucks are starting to drop their antlers. My son found a set. Pretty cool. I feel like so much has changed. I feel like I've been waiting my whole life. Just for the last 3 months, it seems like it's drug on forever. Winter's been brutal. It's been so cold up here. Wasn't able to get a lot done. And then you have everything going on in the world. New president, UFOs flying around, drones. I don't know. Everything just seems uneasy, and there's just so much change. The economy doesn't feel right. Nothing just really sits right. So I feel more urgency to get things done up here, just because there's just so much strife in the world right now. Maybe I'm just perceiving it wrong, but kind of seems like it's been that way for a long time. So no matter what happens, I want to be ready. and away from everything. It's just so peaceful out here. Except for a few planes that occasionally fly over, it's just me and the wildlife. And I do have some great neighbors, and but it's like they're far enough away that it's good to know they're there. But like where I live in the city, your like houses are just like 10 feet apart, 12 feet apart. So it's so much different than having someone all on top of you. Just having room to breathe out here is relaxing.